Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this special Sunday night live. I'm joined by a fantastic guest who is Slavka, the Natural Sentient, host of the Natural Sentient podcast. And Slavka is a multidimensional healer and intuitive from Europe. Welcome, Slavka. How are you?
Hi, Julia. Thank you for having me again on your wonderful channel. I really enjoy each time when we talk and when we gather together, and also in person. It's always fantastic. So thank you very much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
really now like feeling great. So yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to get the live chat open and hopefully we'll have some of our little AnchorHaven crew join us. So Terry B is already in the chat. Hey, Terry B, you're first in the chat. That's so cool. Thank you
Hey,
so much for
Terry.
joining us. So we
Yeah,
will
thank
do
you.
some questions. We might do some readings. We'll see how we feel, and we'll do some general catch up. And oh, I don't know why it's not put my title in on the live. It just says the personal meeting room, and that's not right. Don't know why I didn't do that today. Yeah. So this time last week, Slavka and I were just getting back from, or were you still in the UK? I was getting back from the conference. Oh, Terry B says the point is, Julia, I'm going to call you Laura. Things that Miles says to Julia. We could start a segment about things that Miles says to Julia, right? We could. Hey, Bryn, how you doing there? So yeah, that's true. Miles went through a phase of calling me by somebody else's name for about 3 different podcasts. That's fine. You know what I've just finished watching? I didn't manage to finish the whole thing, but Ben Emlyn Jones, Ben the reporter from Hapanwa, Hospital Reporters Against New World Order, he's just released a 3-hour video today about the Awaken Aware conference. So he did a recap of all the speakers and things like that, and he
Yes.
actually captured some of my talk, only like a 10 to 20 seconds of it, with me talking about MK Ultra. But I thought, well, that's really cool. So I messaged him to see if I can get a short video to put on my channel, because that's great. Because he goes around with a camcorder, doesn't he, Ben? And he films
Yeah.
absolutely everything. It's quite funny. Yeah. But
But awesome.
one thing that was in the video was, you see he's in the Premier Inn, which is a different hotel to us, and he goes back to his room and his bed had been stripped. All the covers had been thrown onto the floor, right?
Wow.
Someone had been in his room. Even though it said do not disturb, someone had gone in his room and stripped off his bed. Now, for
Oh
me,
my
that's a
God.
huge red flag. Can you imagine if we got back to
Yes.
our room and somebody had stripped the bed? We would have
Unbelievable.
freaked out, right?
Unbelievable. Like I didn't know about this.
No, he never mentioned it. So I don't know if this was like the Sunday night or whatever. So he went. So in the video, he says he checked it with the hotel, and they said, "Oh, we've just had trouble with the housekeeping." But come on, that's really dodgy. Yeah, I think that's super dodgy.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
believe it
something
either. I
else.
don't believe it either, because he is like a UFO researcher. He gets into kind of places that he shouldn't, maybe. So I think he was being surveilled for sure. I put a comment on. Do you know you are live, Julia? Yes, I know I'm live.
Yeah, that's why we are here tonight.
Flex, we know we're live. So, hi Flex, hi Bryn, hi Terry. Welcome in, guys. We're just getting started. So, yeah,
Yeah,
do you know you are live?
everyone.
Okay. So how was your trip back from the UK to was it Prague? Where did you go?
Yes, I went back to Luton when I said bye to you. I returned to Luton and I stayed overnight there, and the next day I had flight back to Prague. So yeah, and I reached Prague and I stayed few days there just to recover. I slept a lot because unfortunately I got sick.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, I really needed to rest and to focus on my self-care. And I literally slept. I felt my nose blocked, tonsils and throat. So it was really something, it's like, wow, it
yeah,
came like second time, in a short period. So I felt like my immune system got challenged in some way. I don't know what exactly it was, but I really needed to rest, and I wasn't able to do anything. So I spent just a few days,
Yeah, I needed at least 2 days to rest after the conference and the travel
Yeah.
and just being around so many people. Christy Clark has just popped into the chat saying greetings from Lanzarote.
Wow.
So, but it was so cool to meet Christy Clark in person because I never imagined I ever would because he's based in Dublin. And we've done a couple of little things together. I think I've had a couple of readings with Christy, and we're usually on like a group together with Soma Aurora, but it's been a while since I've been on. So that was very pleasant surprise to see Christy Clark in person. So have a great time out there. One of my
Yeah,
sisters
enjoy.
loves Lanzarote. She's out there all the time, like every 6 weeks she's in Lanzarote.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
was there as well. I like Lanzarote, and
Really?
yes, I was there.
Oh, I've never been. Never
Well,
been.
then I recommend you to
Yeah,
go.
I would love to go, but it's quite expensive. It's quite expensive, I think, these places. I have one of my sisters is retired early because her husband is quite elderly. So they just travel. All they do is travel while he still can, while he can get insurance. So she's kind of either she's in England, Wales, or Lanzarote, and she just goes just those three places. So yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah,
So
I mean now,
yeah.
now just to expand on this topic. I think in Europe is like not really easy to find some place which is cheap because
Mm,
prices went up. So even like Canary Islands, and now moreover when it's the summer season, high
yeah.
peak season. So yeah, I mean, but it's pleasant temperature, and they have a lot of aloe vera there.
Mm. It's hot here
So
today. It's very hot here today. I've got my fan on going
yes,
next to me. I've actually put some water in it to like make it a bit more icy as well. And I've not done that for a while. Yeah. So it was like a week ago, Slavka and I were at the Wake and Aware conference, and it was our first time attending a Project Camelot event with Kerry Cassidy. So that was very interesting. What was your favorite part of the trip?
my favorite part of the trip, a trip that I came there basically,
Mm,
because
yeah.
it was our second time that we met in person. First time it was
Mm,
Basis conference, like 1 month ago. And this was the second time, and I was really excited to meet you again and to meet also Kerry and other speakers, everyone. And it was really I was so delighted, to be there and to that
yeah.
I was able to made it,
Yeah.
to reach
Very cool.
the destination, that I was able to come to London and just to come to Watford. It
Yeah.
was a beautiful venue, really
Yeah,
beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah, High Elms Manor. So that's run by UFO Academy. So shout out to ufoacademy.com. You've got fantastic t-shirts over there, which I got gifted once. So please do purchase your t-shirts from ufoacademy.com. They did a great job organizing. And Katrine did a video and an audio for the radio show like we did last Tuesday. So Slavka and I are, and it's on Basis Project TV now, I think, as
Yes,
well on the YouTube. So yeah, we did a after conference promo with Miles from Bases, which was
yes,
interesting. Yeah,
yeah. It
interesting.
was it was very exclusive and special
Yeah.
opportunity.
Well, there
So
you kind of are rocking it with the exclusives right now because you interviewed Kerry Cassidy, which is a massive deal that you got that exclusive. You were the only person to interview Kerry Cassidy at that conference. That was a big deal for us, I think. Yeah, how did you find that? Talking to her one on one.
how, I was really excited. At the same time, I was like stressed because I didn't want to like fail to ask something, the wrong questions. I wanted to be prepared and look professional. But it obviously, I asked, thanks to you, I ask you for your help, just to point me the right direction, like which questions would be, the most convenient and most accurate for like short video. So
Yeah.
I really thank you, Julia.
Oh, I
Helped
just
me
try
a
and
lot.
keep things real. I just try and be like they're a regular person. let's ask them regular questions and stuff like that. So so sometimes because I was told by somebody that to just be intuitive, yeah, don't try and prepare too much. That the kind of the magic lies in intuitive questioning, so you just see what comes through in that moment. That's kind of how I work. So yeah, so I actually stopped preparing for my interviews a while back, because it was Ivan Teller and his guides that said you need to stop using ChatGPT, you need to stop doing too much research, you need to just move into that childlike curiosity, and just be intuitive and just develop a rapport and see what comes through. But yeah, so it was a great interview. Is that on your channel now? Is it? Have you
Not
already
yet,
uploaded?
but
Yeah.
but I'm going to release it very soon. So stay tuned. Actually,
Yeah.
no,
So
that's the thing.
you could get Miles from Basis to edit that if he hasn't already. Do send it over to
Yes,
Miles because it's an
yes.
exclusive. Yeah.
Maria's video is already on my channel and also on Basis TV,
Yeah.
Miles' YouTube channel, and it's gonna be also. I don't know when it's gonna be on Project Camelot.
Yeah. That's so cool because I collaborate a lot with Miles, and I don't get paid to do conference work or whatever. Well, we do swaps, you see, we do exchanges. So if I've got a video that I think, oh my God, this is a great one, I'm super excited about this video, then he'll take the time to edit it for me, and send that over and put it on Basis TV. So yeah, shout out to Miles at Basis for being
Yeah,
very
thank you.
supportive of our work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's very supportive. So I'm also grateful that I made connection with him and that we go well along basically with communication, and we agreed that he will use that video that I made, like for like promoting
Yeah.
upcoming conference that is gonna be in November, right?
Mm.
So thank you,
That's
Miles.
super cool. Yeah. So yeah, well, I've just done the graphics for the November bases, which is the 5th and 6th of November. Tickets are now available at basistv.org. I am not going to be doing anything except vending at the November event, so I'll just be behind the scenes. I'm not going to be on stage or anything like that this time. Gemma's returning to do the hosting like she always has at Bases, but I will hopefully have my book ready to sell my book.
Keeping
My
fingers
Breakaway
crossed for
Oracle
you.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's exciting, but I've already put some graphics out there, started to promote it. So yeah, it's a new venue. It's going to be at the rugby club, so that's going to be a bit different. Anyway,
In devices. So this
yeah,
time it's in devices, not in Pusey.
yeah, should be a little bit more accessible, I think, not so in the middle of nowhere, because Bouverie Hall is great in Pusey, but it's like a 30 to 40-minute drive through fields, and it's like
Yeah.
nowhere. Yeah, so you can literally see like ET ships in the clouds, and because you're in the middle of nowhere. So the rugby club should be more accessible. It's got a bar. We might be able to stay there later, have music playing or whatever. So that should be more of an experience. We will see. But yeah, so I'm trying to get. I did reach out to Danny Henderson. I've not had a response yet to see if we can volunteer at her GSIC conference, which is in September in Eastbourne. So if I can get a volunteer spot on that, then I will go down. Because I can't afford the ticket. To be
Yeah,
honest, I really can't. But I would like to go because it looks like it's going to be a good event. Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to go as well, but yeah, it's a
Mhm.
different level. It's a bit more costly. Yeah, so
Yeah, it is. It's
it would be really
mega.
great opportunity, just to volunteer there.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. Because
Yeah,
at least you're there, you provide some coverage. People know we're going to be there. They can still meet us and interact with us, and that's going to be great. And it's a lovely location as well, right at the bottom of England. So that would be good. And there's some really big names going to that conference. So hopefully, I'll connect with Danny Henderson. She did talk to me when I was at Bases last month. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Lady Red Wolf is in the chat now. Great to see you. Finally caught you on a live. Yeah, I go live tons. I really do. I don't do live Sunday mornings though. That's my only thing. Because Nikki Jacobs is live on her late night Saturday, which is my Sunday morning. So you guys can go over there, and I can have a rest from the 5 a.m. get up. Yeah, G-Stick would be amazing, says Terry. Yeah, we will see. So did you at Waking Aware conference, did you sit in on all of the talks? Which one was the most like really got your attention?
I tried to be present in all of them, but unfortunately, I had a moment when it was really like if I felt I need more grounding. So I just, left outside. There was a wonderful garden. So I took my time, just, to connect with that piece of beautiful land as well. But most of it I've heard and I enjoyed actually all of them. I can't say that I have just only one favorite one because all speakers, all talks were really great and packed with information and with the like experience and storytelling. I really enjoyed the most because it was highlighted. Carrie Cassidy's, right? Of course. Um, because she actually brought more clarity or brought more information into what's like going on behind the scenes in Iran, like and and also with these 12 lost Sumerian tablets. So it was really interesting and connection with Anunnaki. I mean, I get to go through there and through that topic again, and to check her Substack as well, her publications. So, and I also enjoyed your presentation, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, because let's mention that you were speaker as well, last minute
Oh,
speaker.
last minute
So
speaker. So
please
yeah, so I was filling in for
about that.
Jason P. Moss, who I had no idea why the first speaker didn't arrive. I just watched Ben the reporter's video, and apparently there was a family emergency. So I'm thinking, okay, that's interesting. So yeah, so I was asked to do a last minute talk with no preparation whatsoever. So I'm not too sure like what what I said, if it made sense at all. On Ben's video, he did a review on all the speakers, and he said he literally was sitting there making notes from my talk. And so he said that it was very fast and very like dense of information, as if I was channeling, is what he said. And but yeah, I guess that is what happens when I get up. So years ago, I used to do talks on crystals and ascension, and I used to really prepare things. And then somebody said to me, just make space for like founder races or guides or whoever to come through. So that's generally what I do. If I'm at Mind Body Spirit Fair, I'll just stand there. Okay, what's my topic today? And I just open my mouth and stuff comes out. And because SSP stuff, that's my personal life, that's my testimony.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what I was going to say. So I just opened my mouth, and then every time I felt myself veering off on a tangent, my mind would go ding and bring me back to the topic. So I think it was a bit kind of cyclical going around. I have no idea. So yeah, I'm not going to watch that back just in case. I don't know what I said, but Ben recorded a little bit. So there's a clip on his video at Ben the Junior Reporter on YouTube, and it
Exactly.
shows me talking about MK Ultra. So and I took a screenshot because it was packed out. It was practically every seat was full. It was a really busy talk room, wasn't it? And there was a lot of questions and stuff. So yeah, that was an amazing opportunity because Carrie Cassidy was sitting right to my right hand side. Carrie Cassidy, like, so the first thing I said was like, wow, I never imagined that I'd be standing next to Carrie Cassidy. Like, that's amazing.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
The
So
same.
yeah. So it's like you put yourself in these situations and you never imagine. And I was just open to anything. So I was vending. So I had stock with me, I had my Breakaway card deck with me, my Breakaway Oracle. I had some random crystals and tarot cards and things like that with me. So I wasn't really like paying much attention to who was talking. Because I was kind of in and out and I'd sit in the hallway. So when they came to me and said like, oh, like who are you kind of thing, Miles has said you'll do this talk. I was just like, okay, sure, it's a great opportunity. I'm not going to say no, am I? So I'd love to be flexible as well, because I have a lot of experience working with organisers here in the UK. And in my personal experience, the more open you are to whatever they need, the more you get asked back. Yeah, so when I work with Rosemary Douglas, and she does Stockport, Mind Body Spirit events, which is a huge one here in the UK. Sometimes one time I got 3 talks over the same weekend because she knew that I'd fill in. She knew I had lots to talk about, and that I was flexible. So sometimes you just need to be that person, and then the organizer trusts you to fill into the event, and it's a less hassle, isn't it? But they know that AnchorHaven's going to show up and just deliver, and so it's great to have that kind of reputation, I guess. So now, hopefully, Carrie Cassidy said that she would keep me in mind. When I was on stage and I was finishing off, she kind of whispered, I was very, very good. So it's like, like her she's very kind of
Indeed,
stern, isn't she? Sometimes, yeah.
indeed, it was like tough. I mean,
Yeah.
it was well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you. Always prepared, AnchorHaven, says Terry B. No, I was just talking about a topic that's my life, basically. So I don't know if it made sense. I mean, there was people in the room that I'd never heard of that stuff that I was talking about, special access programs, super soldiers, time travel, cloning, MK Ultra, Stargates, bases. Some people were, because Awake and Aware, it didn't really say what the conference was going to be about, did it? It's an alternative conference. That's all people know. So they did not expect me to turn up and do that talk. It was very activating for people in the room. I got swamped by people afterwards for the full day Saturday. People were coming up to me all day. And if I'd had another 10 or 20 decks of my cards, I would have been able to sell them. It was like everybody wanted the card deck. But I only had 4 decks with me. So that was the last of the founder copies. And I saved one for Carrie Cassidy. So she's got a copy of my card deck now, which is cool. Yeah, so that's gone over to America. Well,
Amazing,
I think
amazing
she's
that
in the Greek islands. Sorry?
amazing that you gave Carrie, your card decks. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. But because it was like she started to like not knowing who I was. She didn't know I was vending. Although Robert, typical skeptic, had brought up that one of his moderators was going to be at the event vending, and she was like, "Oh, I don't deal with anything like that." Because it's the UFO Academy that actually organizes the building, the tickets, and that kind of thing. And Carrie just, organizes her speakers and she shows up. So she wasn't aware that I was there or anybody that was like filling to do a talk. I think they wanted to get somebody else, and that person was quite far away. That's when Mal said, "Oh, you don't need to do that because Julia AnchorHaven's right there. Just get her to do the talk." So that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was like when you've got a list and you've got goals for like 2028 or something. I think that was probably on my list for like 3 to 5 years in the future, was to do something at that event. So I'm really grateful that that happened. Because I probably won't do any more talks this year now. I think that I'm all done for talks. So yeah, that's about it. I'll just focus on my podcasting. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, things came up as
Mm,
they were meant to happen
mm.
because I
Yeah.
think it was perfect time and it came very like naturally to you, this offer,
Yeah.
and of course then you just say yes, and there's this like, you're ready, of course you're ready. You're a fantastic speaker, and I
Good, because
mean
I
you're
actually
a
said, "Can I
gifted
put something on the
presenter.
screen?" And she said, "No, you don't need it." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Would have been nice. So I just
Of
have
course
my little
you're ready.
card. I
You're
just have my
always
little
ready.
board, yeah, that promoted my cards. That I had that like a little promo, so I just put that in front of me, so people could see. And I had my cards with me, so I was literally like, talking about the Breakaway Oracle, and why I'd created that, and yeah, it was. I guess I do channel when I talk, and I'm quite lucky that I've got like altars in my head that will help me do that, I think. Because I zoned out, and I only had 30 minutes as well. What can you do in 30 minutes? So I did half talk and half questions, but I got so many questions come in, and it's like at bases like the month earlier, there was no questions. Everybody just sat there in shock, didn't they? And then Phil Barrow got up and asked a question because it must have felt bad there's no questions. But this time there was so many questions in the room, like hands just shot up. But I don't remember hardly any of the questions except the one about flat Earth. And even
Yeah,
Ben on his video said, "Oh, there's always a flat Earther, isn't there?" That's quite
there were
funny.
questions. There were questions, but they asked you like at your place. You know, they didn't ask right
Yeah,
after your talk because you were the second one.
yeah,
Carrie
yeah,
started. She was the first
yeah,
speaker, and then it was you. And I mean,
yeah.
people they came to you after. You
Well, I
know,
got loads. I remember
during the
getting. I remember
breaks.
I answered at least 10 questions during the
Yeah,
talk. In Awake and Aware, but at bases I only had that one, and then I had people kind of trying to catch me all day at bases, all weekend. People trying to catch me and say, "Oh, you're doing really good hosting. Oh, this is really good." So people were just trying to nab me at bases, but at Awake and Aware, like straight after the talk, I went back to my table and I just got swamped by people. And then on the Sunday, I did like 3 readings. People paid for Breakaway Oracle readings, and they wanted to support my work, so that was really cool. But the Sunday energy was very different to the Saturday energy. Did you notice that?
Of course, it was very different energy because Saturday was very sunny, and there was high vibe, and it was like, ooh, very, very positive one. And on Sunday was suddenly cloudy and the sort of, like,
Hmm.
exhaustion sort of way. Yeah, that was really something, that was really interesting to observe. This energy shift.
Yeah,
And
I
also
I
on
found that
Sunday,
Saturday was
something
like
started to
super
happen.
active, and the Sunday was like really flat. Yeah,
Yeah, and I noticed there was some interaction, some interference, because then I asked the others, like, how do you feel? What's going on? And they told me, I don't feel good or something. I feel like interaction with my implant, or I heard some strange noises. Oh, my eyes are irritating, so
yes,
I'm feeling tired,
yeah,
exhausted. So sort of this like I don't want to say symptoms, but sort of this stuff occurred, and I was just like thinking, okay, and I stayed observing it. But I also felt sort of
yeah,
a low in the energy. But it
yeah,
was anyway, it was really fantastic, to listen all the speakers that were on Sunday. Like Maria
yeah.
was on
Oh
Sunday.
yes. Oh yeah. I because when we walked in, we were kind of a little bit late getting there, and she was already ready. And we walked in the backside. I just walked up and went straight into a hug with Maria Wheatley. Like I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I was like, have a great talk. Dropped my bags, went back, took some photos of her. Like in the stage area, and then I had to go and be at my table and stuff. So I was like bobbing back and forth. I'd sit in the hallway because I didn't have a talk ticket, which meant I did not have a chair in the talk hall, right? So it's like there's no room for me in there anyway because I had a vendor ticket. So I would just sit outside. But yeah, Maria Wheatley was very good. And then you got to do that exclusive video with Maria Wheatley and Miles Johnston, and that has never ever been done before. They've never sat next to each other in that way. So that was an
Wow.
absolute exclusive. Yeah, for the Natural Sentient podcast. That was fantastic. And so well done on getting another exclusive.
Like, wow, really. I'm so grateful for that because it's very rare occurrence that, the Miles and Maria
Yeah.
together in one video.
It's
And
not just
it's
rare,
just,
it's never happened
yeah,
before, ever. Like, ever. Yeah, in
yeah.
like 20 years they've been friends or whatever. I do that's, yeah. So that's really
It's
cool.
like, like
Yeah.
miracle. It's a miracle because it
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But you know what they look like? They look like they're about to like laugh at any moment. So it's like they're trying to hold back this laughter, and they're trying to be like, I'm trying to be professional here. But they look like they're just going to burst out laughing the whole time. So it was a good video. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And he kept putting his hand behind her back, and then he thought he looked like he was puppeting her, but it didn't. It just looked weird. So because I was like, oh, is that what you were trying to do? He was like trying to puppet her while she was speaking, which is really silly. Terry B is asking, was there a common theme for the talks? No, they couldn't have been more random. I think.
it
Well,
was a little bit of everything,
yeah,
Everything was basically about experiences. Where is it from, like these SSP, or related to the sort of the German secret work? Really, a little bit of everything, like
yeah.
exopolitics, and it was,
What
it
what
was
I did
about.
notice though is that because I sat out in the hallway a little bit for Kerry Cassidy's main talk, is she did say a couple of things that I had said first thing in the day. So it was as if she validated some of the things that I'd mentioned, whether it was like the UK being, like a home base for MK Ultra and something else. But I remember it's like the way she said it was the same way that I'd said it earlier in the day. So I thought, wow, that's amazing because it was like, she really kind of mirrored my message, and she had the same message. So I thought that was really positive. So I was really happy that she did that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, she confirmed a lot of things that we already somehow knew based on our own research.
Yeah.
your own experience, and you're local, moreover, right? So I'm actually tuning in more into the UK timeline, UK energy,
Mm.
so it was really great to to hear from her,
Yeah.
what she shared, and it's really a lot. And she shares this on her Substack, actually,
Mm.
this stuff. And just I recommend you. I'd love to really invite you, to check her website
Yeah,
and check
I think
her
that's
Substack.
Project Camelot Portal, or Project
Yes.
Camelot.tv. So I am going to be doing an interview this month with Kerry Cassidy and Maria Wheatley, and we're going to be talking primarily about their excursions because they do a lot of cool excursions like Egypt and stuff. And I know it's getting harder and harder for them to do it because the government's trying to shut down some of their tours because they're getting a bit too close, I think, to the information. So they're getting a bit of pushback from the Egyptian government. So
Yeah,
I'm
they
going
do
to have them
this.
both on. Yeah,
They do this. Egyptian do this. Government is, trying to keep, their secrets and trying to keep some places not really public. However, you can always pay to get into the places that you
mm.
usually can't get
As in
access.
like backhander kind of money.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
they want to keep it exclusive. Just but you can see that pyramids are all over the world, and there are some that are emerging new ones. But Egypt is they keep it on the number one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
like they keep it very special, and of course, with that is also some level
mm,
of corruption connected, of course. So there is some pushback because you already know that there is Trevor Grassi that he made already a lot of disclosure, about what is under the Giza Plateau.
mm.
It was this year, last year, what happened. So, and they know already that there is a lot of information outside, and so they, of course, when Maria is there and Carrie, so it's like, wow, something, this is a huge. So, of course,
Yeah. Because I didn't really think about there being agents in the room or things like that, and I probably should have. But it wasn't until I was watching Ben Emlyn Jones do his put his video on earlier when he talked about how the first speaker couldn't make it due to family emergency. So somehow AnchorHaven just managed to have a talk, right? And I
well,
thought,
it all
oh,
happened,
that doesn't
for a
sound good.
reason. It
That
was meant
sounds
to
a bit
be.
like MI5 getting in the way, to be honest, is what that sounded like to me. And then I thought, oh, so it's like because my talk wasn't just a regular talk; it's a super soldier briefing, and it activates people's energy. And people were coming to me saying that they were starting to get memory, they were starting to feel different, and things were making sense. They were getting overly emotional because they could feel that trauma and woundingness coming forward, and they came to talk to me about it afterwards and stuff like that. So then I started to think, hang on, did I get handled? Did I literally get handled and they took her out a speaker to put me in there to activate super soldiers? It's literally what came to my mind. And Eric in the chat is saying about how he could not find this live, that we're getting a really high level of shadow banning. So he could see, he knew we were live, but he couldn't get on it. So it's like, I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, so I think we're getting some people's attention, the fact that we were there. I mean, I get people's attention that I'm there anyway because I literally have a high security license in the UK, so that when I go places, and I think I'm probably going to get the attention from like the 3, 4, 5 letter agencies in the UK, especially when it was just me and Miles, and I went back to devisers, and I look like I'm his personal protection officer, so it looks a bit suspicious now. So I need to be careful. And yeah, interesting. So Simon Parks there, I didn't have any interaction whatsoever with Simon Parks. Did you interact with him? Did you see his talk?
No, no. If I can be so honest, uh,
Mm,
there was like I didn't feel that that frequency match since the beginning that he arrived. But I believe he had audience, people who needed to hear him. But for me, it was sort of the response. Like there was some fans for me, and I knew why. So for some reason, I didn't have any interaction. Yeah.
but it was the
However,
same for me. It was
I had
exactly the same.
interaction with those
Yeah,
speakers that I really wish to do. So I manifested
yeah.
it, and I'm grateful for that. That's it.
So that, I mean, before I went to bases, I set the intention that I would only interact with people that had a pure heart and the highest good, you know, for me and things like that. So I do believe that I kind of certain people I swerved just naturally because I'd set that intention. For Simon Parks, I sat outside his talk for a few minutes. It didn't really resonate with me what he was saying, so I just went and sat in the garden and chilled in the garden. You know, so it's such a beautiful venue. It's so much more than just sitting in the talks room, isn't it? Because you're in this iconic manor house with beautiful lawns and, you know, great people to talk to. So we enjoyed the full experience, I think.
Absolutely. It was
Yeah,
very like pleasant place. I just felt positive energy, no negative like
yeah.
nothing like that coming even from the artwork. No, because there were like paintings of her of
There was that
Catherine's
painting in
family.
the hallway of the woman with the
Yeah, that
red background and it like blended into the red background of the wall. That painting got my attention, but I didn't go over to look at it. But I felt like maybe it was watching me. Did you
yeah,
see that one? Yeah. But I think it's just old. It's just old. It's
I
watching
think
me.
I asked like Catherine, and actually it's her house, like
Yeah.
like so that was her family, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think I've
So,
seen that property on a
wow.
movie where there was like a wedding in the movie. I'm so sure of it because, like, as you go in and there's the like the tiling on the floor and things like that, I really think, and I know it has been in quite a few movies. It's been in like Midsummer's Murders and all these like little TV shows and things. So it was great. I love movie locations. I love stately homes, and this was a beautiful, quite small stately homes because it's just a manor house. It had a lot of land attached, I think, as well.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I also enjoyed, like surroundings. The like it was a lawn and there was also like trees, a little forest. And in that little forest was also a huge cedar tree. It was really
Yeah.
like I don't know how many years old, hundreds of years, if not
Is,
thousands.
is that the one in the car park that I put my hand on, or is that a different one? Which is the one I touched in the car park?
It was not in the car park. That was
Okay.
different one. That was
Yeah.
different. This
That
one
was
was,
massive.
where
Yeah.
was this, outside where there were foxes and other animals.
Mhm.
So it was on the other side where was the terrace, and you had a view on that tree. It was in the middle,
Mm.
and I just felt like I want to go there and just hug it. And it was just I was wondering what is that tree, and it was cedar.
Wow.
An amazing energy, really hundreds of years, maybe 1,000 years,
Mm.
and they're so vivid and the energy is so loving, wonderful, and it energized me, it elevated me, and then I was able, okay, yeah, that's so cool, and I can return back and fully focus, on
Yeah.
presentations. So
Yeah.
that was really, wow.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I got home so quickly, didn't I? I got home within like 4 hours. Whereas when I would gone to bases, it took me like an entire day just to travel back because of the location. And so I was home really fast, but I still needed a couple of days to relax afterwards. I get easily overwhelmed with people, and when I have big changes to my routine, you saw what I'm like. I get very anxious, don't I? And oh, Danny's saying cedar smells good.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you that
Yeah.
you watched video with Miles and Maria. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, absolutely loved the video. Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah, Maria really so good. I have got one video on my channel with Maria, and the video that we did before I didn't realize, but before we started, her ring light had blown out. She had interference on her laptop. And then when I downloaded the different videos from Zoom with the audio and I sent them to Miles to edit, they were so corrupted that he basically had to rebuild the files. And it took him ages to rebuild the video of Maria Wheatley. So I don't know what was going on there. But we were
Yeah,
talking, it got very corrupted when she talked about dark grids. Then it got
mhm.
super corrupted. Yeah.
Yeah, then you might know actually what was going on. Some interference that was not actually aiming, for it to be that work finished. But
Yeah.
at the end,
Yeah.
it got finished. So great.
Yeah, it's out there. So we keep producing content, we keep putting it out there. It's not just on one channel, it's like the stuff on like 3 channels and goes on basistv.com and things like that. So we're spreading the word. We're doing the job. So I need to sort out my Rumble. Are you on Rumble?
I'm on Rumble. Yes, I uploaded already some videos as a backup. If
Nice.
YouTube whatever. So I have videos on Rumble as well, and I think I get to catch up and upload the rest of them that I don't have there yet. But they are on my YouTube channel, so I'm using Rumble, but not premium version because I think that costs you some money. I don't know,
Yeah.
$100
It's
or I don't know.
stressful as well. Rob's always stressing about premium.
Yeah,
You've got to hit certain targets, and it's hard for even him to hit the targets. And he's got a massive following, so it's not that easy for us. Oh yeah, Danny's saying Karen Holton mentioned a video she'll be posting coming up soon with you and Haven. Yeah, well, that's the video that Karen and I did a month or so ago. But I am going to be live with Karen Holton at the end of August. On her channel. She's already booked me in. I don't do a lot of talk spots, but if I've already connected with somebody and they've been on my channel, then I'll generally go on their channel. I don't do many talk spots because I don't know what I'm going to say and I get very nervous. I really do. I get very nervous as a guest. I prefer hosting. I do, because then I can literally just change the topic if I want to, or
yes,
switch off my camera if I want to, and I don't worry about it. But yeah, so shout out to Karen Holton TV. We did a great video together a month or so ago, and she just wanted to put it on later because she's going on vacation. So she was going to upload a video that we'd done together while she's on her vacation period. So there's still active content on her channel. So yeah, it's coming out like 2 months late. That's cool. I don't mind, because whenever anybody does a video of me, I will always give them the recording, and I will try and help if I can, whether it's with bio or photo or anything for their media kit. I will try and help, because I can, that kind of stuff is not that difficult for me.
yeah,
Anyway, yeah. So yes,
yeah.
we both didn't really interact with Simon Parks at all. I did not talk to him. He kind of walked past me when he'd finished at the end of the event. So Simon Parks has never been in my awareness. My guides have never let me look at his content. He only really came back into my awareness like a few months ago. It was Ida Farhat, I think, who was talking about him in December, where she'd had some readings with him and that had verified some of her testimony. So I remember thinking in December, oh, who is this guy? Sounds vaguely familiar, but yeah, so I had opportunity to meet him and it just didn't happen. So yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard about him. I knew because there was a time where when I followed like 500 groups on Telegram. Of course, I really kept with all the news, but then, of course, it was too much.
hmm.
I know I've heard about him, but then really, there is always a reason, why things happen the way they
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, I feel very protected by my guide team. I really do. And even by the friends that I have and stuff, it's like some things are just not in my awareness. And I'm only going to be seeking out things that are in alignment. And I feel quite privileged with that. I do. Terry's asking about, are we doing any more marathon interviews for August? So Michael Koff and I did a 4-hour interview.
Wow.
So have you got any really big interviews coming up? I'm just going to check my schedule and see. Hey, Kat's in the chat. Good to see you, Kat.
Hi, Kat. Hi, James. I see Jay Skyrunner as well. Yeah, I want to bring also the one of the speakers, Arfan
Oh
Jones.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm just actually arranging interview with him and also the other ones, but I'll keep it for now for
yeah,
myself. So yeah, but
yeah.
yes,
I've got
definitely.
um I've got the summer day, not the summer days. I've got the Gina Virginia Casella conference come up in September. So I will be doing some interviews with people as like a pre-conference promo. So I'll be doing that this month, hopefully. And we've just had it confirmed today, although Gina's not put out the public post yet. But Dan Armstrong is supposed to be speaking at her conference, which is a big deal, along with quite a few other really cool people. So I'm just checking who I've already got in my Zoom schedule. 1 second. There's still quite
Yeah,
a few people I need to tie up with this month. Um, so I still have the last, I think I've got about a week available. And then I actually go away for 4 or 5 days. So, oh, I've got Isha. Isha's
exactly.
coming on Wednesday. So I've got Isha Oslib coming on from Unified Consciousness.
Oh yeah,
Um,
there's gonna be this conference. I mean, in Michigan, right?
Oh yeah, the
Mortals of
Mackinac
Earth.
disclosure in Mackinac. That looks really interesting. I did pull some cards on it, and it's supposed to be a very positive event. And Isha is going to be talking there. So Isha's going to come on this week, and she'll be talking about what she's going to mention at that conference, and we can promote that a little bit. I've got Maria Merdstadt booked in this week, and she's going to be talking about um retreats in Mexico. So, and then I've got Leon Southgate booked in, and Leon and I could talk for hours about orgone and rife, frequencies. I've got Aurora Diamond Heart booked in this week, and she and I could talk about Xena Warrior Princess for 6 hours. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll probably talk about that. I'm trying to see. I've got Pink Bella. Pink Bella and I do regular shows, like twice a month now. So, but other than that, I'm not really planning any marathons. Maybe we
No,
should do like a mini conference, because Alienate UK, that British podcast, they did like 12 hours on the Saturday and 12 hours on the Sunday. They had a 24-hour marathon over the weekend. Maybe we should set up something like that with Robert Typical Skeptic, or so we've got our channel just going like constantly for 12 hours. What do you think?
yeah,
Too
that's
much?
interesting. You know, it can be marathon or it can be just some online conference. Just like Gina did. So I mean,
Yeah.
there are possibilities. It's just like really.
So Genus is
Why
the
not?
19th of September. I will be moderating on the event, but I've got something else like in person booked in for the morning. So I'll be moderating on the late side of the event. And hopefully Jason and Michael Koff will be modding as well. So we're the little Dragon Dreamers mod team over there. So
Yeah.
that should be good. Yeah, so guys, do have a look at Gina Virginia Casella's channel. Because Slavka and I both did a talk in June on that conference. Is that talk available on your channel now? The one that you did at the conference? Have you got it?
Um, I'm not sure. I didn't get it because I wasn't recording, or I actually I
Gina's
can ask. I
Gina's
can
got the
ask.
recording. Just reach out to her, then you can get your recording and stick it on your channel. Because I've already got mine.
Yeah,
It's
because I
already
was
up.
not sure,
Yeah,
just if I could share that,
yeah,
because it's part of the entire stream.
yeah.
So
No,
okay.
she's already cut it up into individual talks. Yeah, so that's from the Summer Days conference, and you did a fantastic talk. It was very emotional. It's very heartfelt. It was very like personal trauma healing journey kind of talk. It was really brave. Yeah, well done on that. It's very brave. Um,
You too, actually. It was really
Well, yeah. So I
big
did.
deal.
I did the Anchored in Shadow Show, which is my personal super soldier testimony. But I had a presentation prepared, and just making that PowerPoint kicked my ass. It really did. And Gina is so strict, isn't she? She's super strict. So, but good. It was good practice for preparing for bases like the next week.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
actually, thanks to Gina that she mm, asked me, that she gave me
yeah.
that chance. It was my first conference, first online conference. And that was like a privilege. I feel privileged, because I like mean it's the time, okay, to come out with the stuff, but she was the first one to ask. So
Yeah, Terry says your talk was
really
very
nice.
good, so helpful. Yeah, conferences, I don't think it really matters where or when or whatever the conference is. It's just good practice. But here in the UK, like I do mind, body, spirit events. So for 5, 6 years consistently, I've done like 20 a year. And I would go to any event where they would let me do a talk. And generally the talks were 45 minutes. I talk about crystals or flame energy or ascension, or I'd lead a circle, like a women's group or something like that. So had a lot of practice. Even with microphones that like go around your head and stuff like that, I know how to fit myself. And so I've had a lot of practice, that kind of thing. But what I discovered with the mind, body, spirit fires is I'm never going to make a profit on them anymore. It's always just outlay. Something shifted in the last 5 years where people are just wandering around lost. They're not spending hardly any money. You're making some connections, but there might be no follow through. And it just feels like the mind, body, spirit scene has gone into a bit of a black hole. It's just like it doesn't really, it's not fit for purpose anymore. I know that sounds awful, but like some people, it could be I'm the only spiritual person they'll get to see in that area. And there are parts of the UK where they don't even have a crystal shop. And you're like, oh, this, they really are starving for spiritual support. But then there's other places, and what people don't realize is to exhibit at these events, it's very, very costly. So for me to exhibit at just a random mind, body, spirit event for a weekend, I'm looking at like £250 table fee just to be there. Then you've got your travel for another £100. You've got your hotel of another £300. So you need a minimum of £500 to £600 just to exhibit at events. If there was more online conferences available, I'd probably do it. I probably would, because I don't have that kind of outlay, and I wasn't covering my expenses. It's a bit different with bases because Miles and I have a real collaboration. So even though like I volunteer, so I don't have to pay for the ticket fee, but I do a lot of graphic design and consulting to cover that ticket fee. And but then we support each other. So I'm just checking if there's any questions for you in the chat, guys. Please pop your questions in capitals if you can, so that I can find them.
Well, thank you.
I write do not read if I'm not meant to read it out. So Eric's already put a do not read. So I kind of have a deal on my channel that I will read everything I see if I can, especially when I do my early morning lives. So yeah, if anyone's got questions for Slavka or myself, please pop them in, and let's do some Q&A. Is there a question that you've always wished to be asked but no one's ever asked you? I know that's a random question. Keeps coming up a lot at the moment.
Oh, I mean, I could find some, of course, but for now, it's like nothing is coming up on my mind.
What's your favorite topic to talk about?
I mean, I can go almost any avenue that is beyond something beyond the common human comprehension or something, I don't live myself, and I just like to hear others what they say, to share their own stories and experiences. And it's like it's very individual, but I like to explore and go deeper down through the rabbit hole, just as you. So and you show us that you can go very, very deep, and you have a lot of courage to do that, because it's like really a lot in that, and I mean that really needs a lot of courage.
Thank you. I'm like, the more people get to know me, I am literally like a child in my head. So I like sometimes I'm just stomping into areas that I probably shouldn't, like a child, and I've got like no filter and things. So sometimes I don't realize how. But I trust my body. I do trust my body. If my body lets me know if something's dangerous, or I get like anxiety and overwhelm come in if it's a topic that I shouldn't be talking about, then I will find it very hard to talk about it. But like I said to somebody the other day, I said to Christy Campbell, like 4 or 5 years ago, did you realize this was going to be your job, talking about disclosure? What do you think? Because somebody said that to me in a reading, that I'd be in a room that was like a United Nations of Planets. I'd be talking about disclosure like a diplomat. And I was like thinking, what on earth are they talking about? It just doesn't make any sense. But now I get it. Now I get it. I can talk about these things now, these unusual topics. So did you ever realize this is where you would be right now, going to these disclosure events?
Yes. I mean, I'm connecting the dots. Because I understand now more why I was always drawn to go, to seek knowledge, and just, why so many information were coming to me all those years. So it was just a thing, if I would be, if I would be more decisive or more ambitious, I could be already having, my channel long years ago, sharing this information, and be that truther, and like start this disclosure before 2020. But that was quite difficult time at the time, because then you were weirdo, you were just, judged, and you were just, oh, yeah, you're just crazy. But since a few years ago, like 2020, more people started to wake up, and it was much easier to share this information, because then you met a lot of like-minded people, soul family. So that's why I'm saying that was much more difficult, like 10 years ago, to choose this path, which I could go. But for some reason, I was like postponing it, waiting, I had this imposter syndrome that, oh, I'm still not ready, or whatever,
Yeah.
try to fit and be that. I was always background worker in that shadows. I was not used to speak publicly, like just like this, and to share.
Yeah.
So that was always like I was in the shadows. In
Yeah.
the
I never wanted to be on camera. And I used
Yeah,
to do videos of my wellness studio, my crystal shop, and I'd be behind and just show the crystals. And then somebody said to me that, no, you've got to be in front of the camera. And I was like, I just really don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. Like, who would want to see me? I just don't want to do it. So that was like a really big hurdle for me to get
yeah,
over, was to be on camera. And yeah, it really was. It took a lot of trial and error. Because I used to do a lot of Facebook, used to do a lot of Instagram. I used to do crystal live sales on Instagram and things like that. So I was always just on the backside and I'm showcasing my stock, my crystals. So it's been now I'm confident. But if I didn't need to have my camera on, I really wouldn't. I would love to do some radio shows where we've all just got avatars, and I'd be so much more
yes,
comfortable, right? I really would, and because I move, I touch my face a lot, and I've got a little fan and it's blowing hairs in my face, and I really get very uncomfortable, and you guys see me like that, fidgeting constantly. So I would love not to be able to do that.
perfect the way as you are, and it's for everyone.
I
You're
know it's a
perfect.
work in
You're
progress.
enough. You're wonderful.
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
the imposter syndrome, everybody has imposter syndrome. Even the people who you think are the most confident, wonderful people, like really massive channels or whatever, they all have imposter syndrome. And what I discovered was that I know more than enough for the people who'll be drawn to me. Okay, so people who are drawn to my energy and my words, my voice, they're not expecting me to talk about quantum physics and stuff like that. They're expecting me to talk about particular things. And I'm quite comfortable knowing that I kind of fit in towards where people are kind of getting that grounding, beginners, filling in the gaps kind of area. I'm the anchor haven, I'm the foundation. So
and
for
Corey.
yeah, so I anchor in the foundational information, the flame healing, stuff like that. So people that are drawn to work with me on a healing basis to do my courses and workshops, they're usually people who've been kind of off the path for a while. I used to love to do crystals, I used to love to do cards, but then I had children, or this happened in my life and I got diverted away from my spirituality. So they're the kind of people that come to me for training or support. And I love that because I know that I can get them to a particular kind of level of awareness and then pass them on, because they'll be excited about something, then they'll have a bit more clarity and knowing, and then I can
Yeah,
pass them on to the next person. And I love that, right? I don't expect people to stay with me for very long. It's my job as a way station to just point people in the right direction. Yeah. So when people have one-to-one sessions with me, like I had a lady the other day, and she's literally saying, what do you think of this person, this person, this person? So then I sent her links of like, okay, we talked about you working with these people, ding, 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 and why this may support you. So it's not always about just working with me. I don't have all the answers. Don't believe me. Don't trust anything I say. You need to
do your
trust
own
your own
research.
discernment. Yeah. So it's about, but if I
Just
say one thing that activates or helps you in any way, then I've done my job. So yeah, so I act as a way station, a crossroads, an anchor to get you stable so that you can head on the rest of your journey. There is a question. I'm just going to find it again, and it's from Eric, I think.
I
Uh,
mean, we always think a lot that, yeah, if
oh, it's
we are
gone.
going to be
Okay.
judged, or if we will have people, audience, enough people, that will
Yeah.
come to us, that, yeah, that's this imposter syndrome, always doubting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I do a lot of
And
events, and
overanalyze and overthinking.
yeah, I've been organized. I do a lot of events, and sometimes it's hard. And I've run events with 3 people there. I've run events with 80 people there. I really have. So when I do talks at even big mind, body, spirit events, there have been times when I've had um 4 people for a pendulum talk, and then I've had other times when I was talking about crystals, and there was nearly 100 people in Liverpool at the racecourse. And that was one of the first times I walked in there, and my actual name was on the screen, not my brand, and it freaked me out. I think it was the first time I had to put on a headset microphone. And then when I turned around and the room was full and there was more people still coming. So, but you're never alone in these things. You're always like, you might be on a stage, but your guides are right there. So I don't see myself as ever being alone when I stand there. I know that if I just kind of take a breath, that information's going to come in. And people have seen my aura open up and like information flood in from my guides. When I do readings and things like that, it's like a guide will step forward. Somebody literally saw Kali Ma step forward over my shoulder in a reading. And then as soon as I stopped speaking, she went back. Right. And it was an Indian chap I was working with, and I was in rugby at my Body Spirit event a couple of years ago now. And it was the first time I was really putting myself out there as a reader as well. Yeah, so normally I do lots of other things, but I wasn't a confident reader at the time. But the fact that he could see that and he just sat there like shocked because he saw the presence come in. Yeah, so then I know I'm not alone now. I don't need to worry. I just need to make space.
Yeah,
And
don't need just believe in yourself that you're ready, you're capable, and right people find you. I mean, there
yeah,
is always the frequency, that we vibrate on, and it attracts, familiar. We are
yeah.
getting together, and we are meeting Soul Tribe.
Mm,
So, and James wrote, yeah, we are all just trying to help walk each other home.
yeah.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah, I love James's perspective on things with the book Kiss. Talks about unfolding a lot and stuff. So Eric has a question. He's rephrased it as well, saying, Flatka, can you please share your spiritual hygiene techniques?
My spiritual hygiene. So means like basically how I protect myself. That's the question.
Yeah,
Look,
cleansing, clearing, whatever you do to keep your field clear. Yeah.
yeah, so basically I like to burn incense and to cleanse the energy with the incense sticks and with Palo Santo, with the stuff like that I really love Palo Santo, white sage, cedar, and you know, whatever smells good to me, that I use it for cleansing the space around me. That's like that you can get anywhere, and you feel good. It smell. Oh my gosh. Then I usually go to nature as I'm the natural sentient. Obviously, I anchor myself and ground myself in the nature. I hug trees. I interact with them, and they really they give me so much loving energy that it brings me back. Simply, it's like for me, it's like really recharge, um, and stuff like that. I still have a lot of blind spots in this because I see that I absorb a lot, like in the conference. I felt a lot of overwhelming energy. However, it was fantastic, everything.
What were
But
you like
so
with
many
me?
people,
I'm
you
talking
know,
and you're like, like
yeah,
coughing out with my bad energy.
yes. I mean, I can feel, through the throat chakra, whatever it was there, and because people were healing, cleansing, and releasing, and obviously you feel it in your throat chakra.
Yeah.
With coughing, I cough quite a lot, and I feel
Yeah, you're
also
very sensitive. Yeah.
uh, energy in my head. If I feel like my head like is like in between two stones, let's put it that way, I get to leave the place where there's like concentration of these people and go outside to the nature. That works best for me. Just have a little, fresh air, walk out, and just take time for myself. And I get to care a lot about my solar plexus because it all starts in solar plexus, all of these crawling and attachments, attachment discords through the solar plexus,
Mm.
emotional attachments. And I just say no. I put the silver cord, I get to practice this more. So far I work with these techniques, and I just say, literally, I put my intentions like strengthen my shield, strengthen my energy field, in the energy protection, like 100 times. I'm just, experimenting and playing with that. I don't really have, I admit I don't have really strong foundation when it comes on protecting my energy field, because I still have like the ways how they can get to me. And
Yeah.
I'm not showing this, like, okay.
I think that's just natural, isn't it? It's this matrix. It's
Yeah,
always going to throw things at you. And unless
yeah,
you are living like a monk or something,
yeah.
there's these
I'm not
things
living
coming in,
in
debris all
cave.
the time, right? Yeah.
And I always feel that there is a lot of interaction coming through the phone,
Mm.
because at the conference, whatever, when I was doing this, I observe at basis conference. And you know what happened when I was doing live streams? I felt most like, oh, I feel so exhausted, tired, I almost fell asleep. Why? Oh my gosh! And when I was doing live streams, and then when I was holding the phone and it was on, and I just say, okay, there's something on this. It's draining me, and I was literally, oh, it was like, uh, so if you really want to live like a monk without phone, obviously,
Yeah.
flight mode was enough.
Yeah. When I lived in India, I lived very much like a hermit for a lot of the time. I didn't have like I didn't have smartphones like this. It was a long time ago. But it's very different now. Now I have my iPhone. When I hold it, it activates my palm chakra, and my hand
Yes,
burns me
yes.
as
It
if to
it
say, "Get
correct.
that away." Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
I need to just I find another way. It's on a stand right now, so I'm fine. But generally, I'm holding it all the
Much
time.
better.
I try not to sleep with it near my head. I try, but I still have it in the room, which is, a lot of people say, and it was Helena from Belgium, the fantastic psychic, and she's saying that they're abducting our consciousness through the phone, the black mirror device of the phone. So I still have it in the room, even though I know I shouldn't do that, but I don't have it by my head anymore for a start. I work with a lot of color energy, flame energy, crystal energy, obviously. I don't always get outside. My mobility is not the best at times. So I bring elements into me. So I am a shamanic practitioner. So I bring in energies that way. But even just around me, I've got like black tourmaline. I'm working a lot with halite these days with salt, dead sea salt. I've got like a big drum of dead sea salt here because I do a lot of crafting workshops and I organize retreats. I am scooping salt to make into salt bags,
Yeah.
salt pillows. I've got like bowls of salt all around the house. So when I take off, I take off my talisman to have a shower. I just drop it onto a bowl of salt. And I do that all the time now. Even like you see me wear bands around my wrist. So
Mhm.
I wear
Yeah.
black bands on my wrist. This is from
Great.
India. Yeah, so I've
Great.
always done this. Even when my son was a baby, we used to have a black cord around his neck. We used to have to put like black dots on him to repel the evil eye and stuff like that, which is really standard in India. So I still do that. This is literally tied on, so I sleep with it on. When I'm working with other people, I used to wear big black tourmaline bands of like a big bracelet. Some of that is to filter my energy because my energy is too much sometimes, really
Yeah.
overpowered. And if I was doing Reiki, people would get uncomfortable. So I used to filter myself. Which I don't do as much hands-on work now because it's too uncomfortable for me. But there's always stuff around me. So I work a lot with selenite energy, but I'm attuned to all of the crystals that you can imagine. I literally have activated the energies within me, so I can just call on them. And they're just in me. I work with crystal light angels, violet flame angels, ultraviolet flame angels. So I'm always working with energies around me that are flame based or crystal based. I do a lot of that. What
You
else?
know
I
that
work
when we when
hands
we
down
came
flame
to that
underneath.
premiere in, there was
Yeah.
this violet flame, in the bathroom. It was wonderful.
Yeah, the lighting. So we go in there, guys, and it's just got a purple light in the bathroom because it was an accessible
Yeah.
room. So everything was really low down in the bathroom, and then there's like this purple light so that you could still see it when the light was off. It was so cool. So literally had a shower in like a purple room. Like, how does it get any better than that? I love it. It was so good. There's a question from Terry, and she's saying, would we be interested in hosting a positive change podcast where we come together to focus and make positive change, like breaking heat dome or putting out fires? I did talk about this recently with Chloe, Ariel, and Missy Hill, I think. We talked about doing like a love podcast, just sending out massive love vibrations or something like that. So yeah, we could definitely do some kind of maybe that should be the marathon. Maybe we should do like a planetary wide healing marathon, and we get different people to come on and do different things. This is what I wanted to do on the 8/8, and I was going to arrange it, wasn't I? And then I got hit again really bad with targeting. So, but I think Chloe, Ariel, and Missy Hill are going to do something on the 8/8 portal, which is like this Saturday. Right, so we're already in the Lionsgate. Lionsgate kicks my butt, so it really does. Whatever you're focusing on, guys, is going to get amplified with the Lionsgate energy. So make sure you're focusing on good stuff. Yeah, my mind just said money comes to me easily. So, and
You
yeah,
know, you can actually do this even without portal days, because the energy now
yeah,
that we had full moon. So it was really like, again, like amplified manifestation. And yeah, the things happen, it happens instantly. So as you saw in UK, there were like moments. Um, I mean, yeah, that would be really great, to meet and like the gather that energy, but
yeah.
then know where to focus it and send it the right.
Yeah. So Jay Skyrunner is saying we can just use the Heart Center. I literally did. I organised an online retreat a couple of weeks ago. I activated what I call the Heart Flame, which is an Atlantean flame. It's come from the Atlantean Temple of Love, and this is ancient. It's not been activated on the planet for a long time. And I reactivated it into everybody that was in my group, and I anchored it into the earth. So there is already violet flame, heart flame on the planet right now. So yes, we could just keep working with that. So this particular flame that I've called in is violet on the outside with it's like a rose. So there's ruby red, and then there's gold, and then there's a rose energy in the center. So it's a multi-level violet flame that looks like a rose, and it just projects from my heart. But I projected it into the earth. Yeah, it is it's basically in the center of the UK right now. Is where I anchored it in, because down in the south of England is the violet flame chakra. So I've got quite a few flame energies anchored into the UK anyway. So yeah. Okay, so dragon energy behind the heart. Yeah, I do a lot with dragon. So that would be great. I do regular dragon retreats at AnchorHaven. I do them in person with dragon skulls. I've got special dragon crystals that are activated to open a dragon portal. So if you guys work with me in person, which hopefully I will start to do more abroad next year, because I'm looking to do some getaways. So I have a brand called Elysium Getaways. So I'm going to be hopefully doing some excursions, and then Slavka and I can get together and do some retreats
Yeah, why not?
all over the world. Yeah. You know what I was looking at today? I was on Instagram, and I literally spoke to somebody about blacksmithing on a podcast last week. And it just popped up on my Instagram that you can take a blacksmith course. And it's in Stroud, which is not too far from Miles's place, right? It's
Ah,
like an hour away from bases. So we can
great.
take like a 1-day blacksmithing course, and we can learn to forge swords.
No, so cool.
I
That could
know,
be so
right?
cool, really,
Yeah,
to
so I
experience.
might arrange like a retreat or a getaway where I book a house, and then we book the course, and we get people to come, and we do different activities, and one of them is blacksmithing. How neat would that be?
Wow, okay.
To make a
I mean,
dagger. Yeah, it'd be so cool. Okay.
that
Just
could be
checking the chat.
really so cool, and
Yeah.
I don't know, because the first thing that actually I made it was to flew over the Wiltshire, so it was like great start. Why not blacksmith,
Yeah.
blacksmithing,
This is so
whatever.
neat. And it's only like £140 for 1 day for like the first day. But then if you want to do like making a dagger or whatever on the next time, it's like £200 or something like that. So you've got to get those basic skills in first. So you make a hook, then you make a poker, But I'd really like to do that kind of thing. Um, okay.
Yeah, I
So
mean, that's something unusual. Of course, usually when you go somewhere, it's like, you go for some tours, but this is something extraordinary. So
yeah.
completely different.
So I love like old world skills,
Yeah.
and anything to do that's a bit more aggressive in a way. I quite like.
Oh,
So I used to do paintball. I'm very aggressive. But you need an outlet when you've got so much energy like we have. You do need an outlet. Okay. So just checking the chat for questions, guys. Please put some questions in the chat. If anybody would like a card pull, I've got my crystal cards, my breakaway cards here. I don't know if Slavka's got any cards with her.
I've
What have you
got
got?
actually bought cards
Oh
that
yes,
actually from you, and those are, these witches wisdom oracle cards that I love to work with. So it's
yeah,
just, perfect.
yeah. That's so cool. So if anybody would like a card, please pop a message in the chat. If you can donate, that'd be greatly appreciated. It's paypal.me/AnchorHaven, and then I can share something with Slavka. But you don't need to, but it's always welcome. Donuts are always welcome. Donuts and
Yeah.
Pepsi. so,
Yeah.
so Wizard
Pepsi,
Breakfast.
Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had such a freak out before the conference that like, where would I get my Pepsi Max from? I had a massive meltdown, and I have like a couple of friends who are like my emotional support friends, and I was like freaking out, like, where am I going to get it from? And then you got me Pepsi. I got Pepsi when I got off the train. And when I got to the hotel, there was a shop nearby, so I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a violet flame card. Okay. So Wizard
I think
Breakers would
we
like a
can do.
card first, and
Yeah.
then oh, Eric's got a question. So we'll look at Eric's question. Nathan's asking for a violet flame breakaway combo and a reading from Slavka. Okay, so let's do the question from Eric Nexus. So Nexus is quite new to the channel. And he's saying, what's the strangest slash hardest psychic attack felt? What happened? I don't know if I really want to go into it because it's quite neg energy. I've had a lot. And just thinking, I have had a lot of psychic attack. Some of the weirdest stuff I've ever had was last year, and where I had portals opening on my back, and I was getting like suicide level omega stuff dumped in to try and make me off myself, but I was strong. And then they tried to suck me through the portals. So I was lying in bed, gripping to my mattress, like gripping it with like white knuckles, and they were trying to suck my being through portals on my back chakras. It was like the weirdest thing ever. And I literally felt like I was getting lifted off the bed and I'm screaming like sovereignty statements or whatever. So I don't know if that was just the stupid Zetas testing me, but it was pretty bad. That was one of the worst ones I've had this year. I did have a word dog jump on my bed after we did that Michael Koff episode. We started to talk about paranormal. So the Orion Syndicate sent me a word dog assassin, and I literally just went and like a heart flame energy, like a plasma, splattered it against the wall. I swear, if you could see my wall, you'd see a word dog like splattered. So I don't know. There's been loads. No knack waffles. No, yeah. Let's not bring in the knack waffles. I don't know. If you had an attack, a psychic attack, um, I have had regular targeting from other podcasters since January. So yeah, I get dumped on like loads of shit. But I do regular cleansing, so it's fine. I can deal with it.
Yeah. I
It's an
mean, we can do that.
opportunity to suit up, isn't it? I work a lot with
Yeah.
Guardian shielding and Armor of God kind of shielding. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I also have some crystals. I also have that skull from you. It's
Mm.
quartz, right?
Yeah.
So I really, I'm so excited to work with that. And I have also
I've just got my
my blue
little
eyes.
rose quartz
I have,
one today.
yes,
Yeah, little one.
yes. And I also have my bracelet. I have my stuff that I bring with
Yeah.
me, and
Yeah.
my Wegvizier ring. So this
Mm.
this Viking
Oh yes.
protection.
Yeah, so
So
I
yeah.
work with this is quite interesting because I've worked with Excalibur for a long time, but last year I handed it back. He's come back to me now. I work with Milner. Milner came to me last year, and so I actually do have that hammer, but primarily I work with just work with shielding. I work with I like Phil Barrow. I can pull a sword out of my heart chakra. That's happened quite a few times. Recently, I've got like flame swords that come out like Wolverine claws as well. That's quite new. Little weird things like that. Yeah, bad attack a few weeks ago. Jay Skyrunner helped me last year when I had a shadow being in my mind. Somebody sent me a shadow being.
Yeah. I mean,
Jay's saying he
yeah.
thinks that you were his wife one time.
It's possible because I felt that there might be some connection. I didn't know
Oh,
actually that it could be, through some,
yeah.
relationship, but yes, because it's
Okay.
not a coincidence. I'm meeting a lot of like people that I think that, yeah, I had something with relationship, marriage,
Okay.
and
All
I'm
I
not gonna
meet is
specify. I'm
brothers.
not
I
gonna
just meet
specify, but you
brothers.
might know. You might know.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah, it was
if you and
amazing.
Jay were having a relationship in a past life, interesting.
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I, I've not met anybody from past life who was like a partner. I just
I'm
keep
meeting
meeting
them.
brothers.
I'm meeting
I've
them
literally
because I
got
can.
three in our community who are like my brother. So I've got Joshua Shapiro, who's an Arcturian brother, and we were both in Atlantis together. I've got Newskin, Ashton Riley Newskin, who's literally like my brother from Lyra. We both vision quested into it. And from right before the Lyran War started, he went off to war and left me behind on some little planet. And then I've got the Draco Reed thing. So it's like wherever I turn, there's just brothers. I don't have any sisters. I've not met any sisters yet, as far as I know. Or maybe I've forgotten. I don't know. I do have two sisters in the here and now.
It-
So
yes, I see that you call them brothers. Yes, but in my case, I'm meeting like my partners because I
I
feel that I know that those are
yeah.
karmic relationships for me to learn my karmic lessons,
Yeah,
and
but
I
I've
know
not met any partners. I've not met anybody that I was like, oh my God, you are my husband or my wife in a past life. I've not had that ever. So, which I'm probably quite grateful for, to be
I
honest.
can usually
I can't be dealing with any of
identify
that
them
bitch.
quite fast. I know,
Yeah,
all the relationships based on like my past lifetimes are karmic, and those are trauma bonds, and I can
yeah,
recognize very fast.
yeah, yeah, trauma bonds. But I've been quite fortunate, as in they've been brotherly. So I've been all right. And I've not had any trauma twins that have been like sexual or romantic or anything like that, which is good because I'm not interested in any of that weird shit. And so who knows? But I mean, I have had one lady that found me and she was in Canada and she remembers me from a program. And that was quite hard to deal with. So, but other than that, there's not that many people that do remember me. So shout out to everyone in the chat. So Jay's talking about Spear of Destiny. We are the Spear of Destiny. Lots of etheric
Yeah.
daggers. Yeah. People throw me free knives all the time. I just catch them, stick them in my armory, and suit myself up. Wizard Wickus is saying at times I carry up to 10 crystals or stones on me. It's all about frequency and vibration. Um, Jay says a lot of us were Lyman rebels, and I've not heard that before. Have you heard about Lyman rebels?
Yes, I mean, Lyran, I feel like if I
Oh,
could
he's put
look into my
Lyman. Is he talking about
chart,
Lyman or Lyran? Okay. Oh, it's Lyran. Sorry, it's a typo.
if I
Yeah. So yeah.
as
Um.
well like the galactic reading for me, I would be also Lyran if I go the easiest way
Yeah.
because
I
I'm
have. I
Capricorn,
know my Lyran self.
you know,
I have
and
active Lyran altars now. Yeah.
that's Lyran
Yeah.
starseed. But there is also
Yeah.
another one. But yes, Lyran, yes, resonates.
Yeah. Okay. So this is for the Wizard
Most of us
Wickus.
comes from Lyra.
Yeah. I can't. I believe
We
everybody
were
came
in
from Lyra. We're the Bara, Black Sheep Rebel Alliance, says Wizard Wickus. We are the Bara. Okay.
yeah.
So we're pulling
Black
cards for
Sheep
James.
Alliance.
Yeah,
Black
we say
Sheep.
we're the Bara, the Black Sheep Rebel Alliance. You can literally get
Um,
t-shirts in my merch store that I designed called the Bara. There's 3 designs
I
available,
really like it.
and that's galacticfire.com/AnchorHaven. So you can pick up AnchorHaven t-shirts, Bara, you can get Breakaway t-shirts there, WFW stuff, WFW, and okay, this is for the Wizard Wickus. Okay. Interestingly, I've picked the Breakaway, but you've got a shielding card come in. I'm just going to pick a Violet Flame. Okay. Okay, so this is for the Wizard Wickus. This is for James. So we've got the Fire Energy card come in. It says shield, transform, and protect your energy. So this is a big focus for you right now. When I queried it with the Violet Flame, said Jules, I got this, said Jules, which I connect to technology in the body. So it could be that there's implants in the body that you need to collapse and dissolve out, working with the fire energies, yeah? So you've got some transformational stuff coming in, but it's also going to be healing. So I got return to youthful health coming for you. So this next period that you're going through is going to be a period of transformation, getting rid of some debris from your energetic field, and then you'll start to feel a lot more useful and healing. What did you get, Saka?
I've got a card. I pulled just one card for James, and it's guidance. So just follow your guidance, what's, just notice what's coming into you, what you feel is right. So just follow your inner wisdom, inner guidance, because it tells you, it's right. So you know what to do. And you don't have to have any doubts. And yeah, strengthen your protection as well, that's shielding. That's it. Your inner compass is just working perfectly.
Yeah, I love Inner Compass. There's a whole thing on my Patreon about Inner Compass. So the next card is for Nathan Fox.
Okay. So hope now the audio is working well, because there was maybe some choppy audio before. So I hope now
it's fine on my side. I've not noticed anything. Might just be on Eric. Eric seems to be getting a lot of targeting on his end. So Eric's like couldn't find us. He's getting issues with the audio now. Okay. So Nathan, I did pull from the Breakaway Oracle deck. Again, it's a healing card that's come out. And this has never happened before. I've got the water energy. I've got heal, yeah? So it says go with the flow. So this lets me know that there's a bit of emotional healing that's coming forward for you. I can feel the heaviness in the heart as well when I take a deep breath. So, but it's actually opening up. Once you do this healing, once you slow down, it's going to open yourself up to your higher self's life plan. Okay, so this next period for you, this next 5 to 7 days or longer, is about getting yourself grounded and really being open to just going with the flow right now. Don't make any major decisions right now. Just try and open up your energy. Allow yourself to cry if that's something that wants to come forward, do, because the water is very healing. So as Palladian aspects, we cry to cleanse the energetic field. So if you feel a bit of overwhelm coming in, allow yourself to express it or name it and lift and release it on the breath. Yeah. So, but the water energy is coming in. And this is all about the ease of your pathway or the emotions and healing that's ready for your body to process and to progress with. Progress. So you're making progress. That's the main message. But you're opening up now to your higher self's life plan. So this is really positive. So things are going to get very clear for you soon. It's like you're making progress. You're stepping onto the pathway for your life plan. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like it's going to open up for you in a clearer way now.
Yes, absolutely. And for that progress, to make it like anchored, or to just actually do that progress, use your masculine energy, which is masculine energy is like that is like pull energy, so it's like harness that driving force of that independence of the masculine inside you, which means, you know, it's like the unleash your inner rebel, basically, your strength, you know, that is the masculine side, you know, and feel free, you know, use your force that is inside you as a masculine. So it's time to be active, not passive. This is what this card is saying. So it's your progress through the masculine energy, taking action, you know. So this is really like auspicious sign for you. You don't have to really accept everything that comes through you. It's just like really use your strength. So maybe this calls you also to look on the things that are more logical as well, not only, you know, from here, but also like from here. So it's gonna happen through the masculine energy. Yeah, to unleash your inner rebellion. That's it. And just, you know, have that courage and go ahead. Wow, very powerful.
That's cool. So the next one is for Eric Nexus 1, which is a different Eric to who we normally do readings with. So I'm just calling him Nexus, so I don't confuse him with my other Eric. So
beautiful. Yes. Nexus. It's like just the center of the network that connects everything. So yeah. It's just, you know.
Sometimes I call him Nex. Like Nexus. I love to shorten people's names. Shout out to Curious Cole who's in the chat. Sorry, Colleen, I didn't get to shout you out. So I hope you're well, guys. If you would like a card pull, please pop a note in. And we will try and get to you. You don't have to donate. For donations are always welcome. Thank you. So this is for Next. Now, I don't believe I've really done any readings for you before. So just take what resonates. All readings for entertainment purposes only. If it's a load of shit, just say it's a load of shit and just reject it. But if there's something there that makes sense, then, you know, you're welcome to hold on to that energy. Just take a deep breath for me, please. Okay, so I am working with the Breakaway Oracle today, but I'm also working with the Violet Flame Healing cards. So I'm just going to see if there's anything else. Okay.
Okay, so would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Okay.
Okay, so this is for Eric Nexus 1. So I am working with the Breakaway Oracle, which is the deck that's designed for experiencers. It's letting me know that you are an experiencer, and that you do have ties into military analyst. So it's likely that you're a very analytical person, that you like things a certain way. You've got great pattern recognition and things like that. So you are tied into the programs, or there's an aspect of the energy that you currently embody in this life that is very analytical. Yeah, so even if you don't relate to being in the programs, which I'm pretty sure you do, but you can always just take it as, okay, I can see that I'm a very analytical person, and maybe my routine needs a bit of a refresh. Okay, but this is coming in that, yeah, I'm getting confirmation that you are a military analyst, that you are involved in intelligence. I'm also getting the Observer, Architects of Illusion card, which lets me know that you are a targeted individual in some way, and that there is targeting coming at you from afar. So this is a handling card, but it's talking about people who are monitoring you remotely. Yeah, so the observers, there's aspects of your life that may not be what you believe them to be. You don't have all the information, and like me, my entire life was handled. It's a bit like the Truman Show, and I've analyzed it so much now that I can even see when a bird is going to fly past my window. So when I phone my friends, it's quite hilarious. They'll literally say to me, "Cue the bird," and I'll go, "Yep, cue the bird," and then the bird will fly past. Right? It's just ridiculous. Or I'll be like, "Where's the moon?" And I'll look and there's no moon, and then I go back and there's the moon. Okay, so it's like my life is totally an illusion around me. I can go to one side of the house and see the sky one way, go to the other side of the house and it's completely different. So I'm in some kind of weird pocket dimension or something in my home. Anyway, so this is the Observer, Architects of Illusion card, which is just letting me know that there's an element of your life that's handled, Okay, it's not necessarily nefarious, it's not necessarily something to worry about, but it's just letting you know, keep your wits about you. Yeah, and if something strange is happening, start to document it if you can. I did pull a healing card for you, and it's violet flame energy, and it's amplified healing through divine intervention. So this sigil is an activation for the violet flame that you could bring in if you wanted to have some healing with divine intervention, so your guides coming in or connecting directly to source energy, and this could come in to help you. So this is from Violet Flame Reiki. So I'm a Violet Flame priestess. I love working with these sigils. I find them extremely positive and supportive. They come from the goddess Guan Yin, so they're grounded in compassion. Like all of my work is grounded and anchored in compassion. So yeah, I think just monitor your routines is how I feel with this one. Just see, it's a bit odd to do just a tiny reading of Breakaway, but maybe there's been a glitch in your routine, so it's about getting yourself restabilized again. Okay.
Yeah. So this is for Nexus. I pulled this card like Watchtower of the East and Spring. So it's connected with the energy of the spring, and with now is like the time, when you actually start creating and plant seeds, writing, communications, and also even that intelligence is there. As you pull the card intelligence. So it's really time to plant the seeds and dream big, because springtime is gonna bring some breakthrough. And it's connected with the element of air, east. So with the east and the element of air, there is again a lot of yellow color. Yeah, yellow color is energy. It like okay, is like that potential that it's there. So it's like there are some beginnings, right? So I think this is really like about inspiration and creativity, like jumping in and like to like think about your aspirations, what you want to reach, set your goals, and it could really bloom in the springtime. Yeah. So this is it. Like, use your potential. And you might, of course, you are now being still, we are as all, you are being tested, of course, if if you're really sure what you're choosing is right for you. So just keep going, because your creativity is there and is waiting for you, really, that you put your hands on and you take an action, you do the first step.
That's great, thank you. So we've got Curious Cole next, and then we've got Sally, and then Danny. So
Okay, so we can still take these three, and I think
yeah,
that's
I
good.
think that's it. Yeah. Let me just double check.
Perfect.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Curious Cole. So I'm working with the Breakaway for Curious Cole, because I know she's okay with that.
So
With Sally, let me know
yeah.
if you would like the Breakaway deck or just the Crystal and Violet Flame readings. If you're not into the SSP, then don't ask for a Breakaway, because then you might get a shock. Okay, this is for Curious Colleen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dang. Curious. Okay, so I pulled a couple of cards from the Breakaway deck for Curious Cole, who's a very powerful psionic. And I've got Soul Sight, okay, Truth Beyond Illusion. And I've also got a third eye chakra card come in as well. So with the Violet Flame energy. So this lets me know that yes, you're really having like third eye upgrades right now. When this particular card comes in, I've activated it with the Silver Violet Flame and the energy of Lady Portia. Lady Portia helps us work with our psionics, so that's so you can call her in. She helps you see the truth beyond illusion. But when we look at soul sight, we're basically removing all filters. So when you get the truth from your soul, it packs no punches. It will literally show you the bare truth. So if you're not ready to get that kind of truth come in, then talk to your higher self, talk to your guardian angel. But the capacity is there for you to bypass all the bullshit and go directly to your soul, yeah, with your psionics. So you're ready to do that. So soul sight is available for you. Truth beyond illusion. So you've got this card in your deck, which hopefully you've got already. So when you work with this, it is activated. So you can sit and meditate with this card, or you can call in Lady Portia to do that. I did pull another breakaway card for you, and it is the occult. It's the esoteric. So it lets us know that there's an aspect of you that has been involved in that kind of dark forces work. So this is a job, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that you've been through satanic ritual abuse and stuff like that. It could mean that there's actually an aspect of you that's working in a temple. And I think there's a lot of us that are like that. We could be children growing up in temples, preparing rituals, you know, working with candles and things like that. So some of it might be super dark, and some of it might just be you're supporting the process. So just see how you feel. But this, I'm just going to get the keywords on this one for you as well. Just find the keywords. Yeah, it's about ritual, it's about mastery. So for you, considering that this one has come out, it feels like you're stepping into your mastery. When ritual comes in, for me, that's about routine. I love routine. I absolutely love it. Rituals, you know, working with altars and shrines and ceremony, it's all about routine. It's all about having exactly what you need, a place for everything, everything in its place. So this card, even though it looks really dark, it's not necessarily a dark card. It's letting us know it's about ceremony, ritual, and mastery. It's about taking things quite seriously and being devoted to whatever it is that's coming next. But for me, I think it's focusing on the truth beyond illusion. So you're starting to get a lot of information come forward now. Maybe memories are going to start flooding in. So use your truth, use your integrity to see what feels right. And if it doesn't feel right to you, just disregard things, push them to the back burner, and focus on the things that help you feel true. If you go on my Patreon, there's a debrief process that you can download. And that's literally the process that I go through when I get loads of information coming in. I just hone in on stuff that really kind of makes sense. The stuff that makes sense that I can verify easily with others, that's what I focus on first. And then when I feel safe, when I feel ready, I go to the other information that's come in. So yeah, so let's focus on feeling safe. Are focusing on that truth and integrity of the situation. Your psionics are really highly developed right now, so anchor in, because before you go up, you must go down first for that stable foundation. Otherwise, you could literally go into overwhelm, you could go into psychosis. That's why anchoring is the first step, whatever we're doing. So I'm not saying don't use your higher chakras, I'm saying anchor right down first into the core of the planet, so you've got a stable foundation, and then you can shoot off into the galaxy, no problem. But if you don't have a stable foundation, it's really going to make you unsteady, unsafe. It's going to make you sick even, and you might even you might feel nuts. You might feel like you're going nuts. You don't have that stable foundation, it can make everything off balance. It really can. So focus on that first. Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, so I pulled the card cycles. So you're closing your cycle. Something is ending and the new beginning, new phase, new cycle. It's there. So, and with that comes emotional healing and healing the patterns, because patterns repeat until the lessons have been fully understood and learned. So yeah, I mean, you're coming, yeah, you're closing the old chapter that was there. So you decide what you want to carry with you into the new one. Honor yourself and just, open up also to your feminine aspect of you, which are connected with that emotions. Emotions, there is a moon, so moon is also feminine. It's a feminine energy. And I mean, there's like we carry a lot of stuff with us from the past lives, and also from our, you know, ancestors and stuff like that. So yeah, new opportunities await, but really you get to decide, like how do you want to, you know, do this new beginning, new version of you, what is important for you, which values. So this is it, the end of the cycle and something new. So yeah, that invites you to do the revision of your emotions, emotional state, and like focus on healing on that stuff that is there.
That's cool.
Also,
So next we've got Sally. I don't think I've ever done a reading for Sally before, so I'm working with the crystals and the violet flame.
Who is the next one?
Sally.
Okay.
It says user Peter blah blah blah. Sally.
All right. Sally. Right, because there was some handle with user, so that's
Sally. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, Sally.
Okay. Yeah, so I can go for Sally. Okay, so I picked two crystals for you, Sally. The first one I've got is Azurite. And this is literally the healer's healer. And it's saying get laser focused. So there's something going on. Is smoky quartz, which is all about letting go. And this has been backed up with the violet flame, giving me an extraction symbol. So there's elements of things in your life right now that might not be stable. And you really need to get yourself balanced, get yourself grounded and focused, get yourself healing and healthy, lots of rest. We've got reset energy coming in. We've got deep start shifting out of your life right now. Yeah. So start off by getting yourself grounded, centered, and protected, having a lovely salt bath, scheduling some time for yourself, working with whatever crystals you have. Does not have to be these particular crystals, just work with whatever you have. Yeah, if you've got clear quartz, that's even better because that's the master healer. What's most important for Sally right now is that not sure why that's coming in, but yeah, so getting out in the garden, breathing fresh air, getting down by the water if there's water near you. You need to start focusing on your healing as a top priority. I don't care whatever else is going on. You're not going to be able to cope with it if you don't sort out what your healing and balance and grounding, that kind of thing. Yeah. So sorry if that's a bit blunt, but this is to voice what you truly need. Yeah. And what you really need right now is a big hug, to be wrapped up in a big duvet with some hot chocolate and like a bit of nurturing. That's how I feel. Like I really want to give you a massive hug right now. Yeah. So there's energy around you that's not supporting you. So it's time to take stock and figure out what is that? What else is possible? So we just ask the universe, what else is possible? To spend more time with those people, but really focus on healing you right now. You are a priority. You are very important. Okay. If you don't take care of you, you won't be able to take care of anything else. So that's the main message that's coming in for Sally. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah.
That is just confirmation. The card that I pulled is dedication, and there is an altar. So yeah, now focus on yourself, on to make that really decision where you want to go on your path, you know. and just to think about things that you want to commit to. So I don't really need to specify more because Julia said it everything.
Yeah, no, our readings are always very aligned.
Yeah.
It's good. I
Yes.
love doing partnered
Absolutely.
readings because we always kind of have a bridge of energy, and it's the
Yeah.
same message. Now on Missy's channel, I think. So when we finish up here, you guys can click that link and go and support the others over there. So we'll head over there in a bit after this.
All right. So let's do the
Yeah.
last one.
Yeah. So this is for Danny Booth.
Okay.
Yeah. Sally says it makes sense. Sounds accurate. Thank you both. That's great.
It came to me from the right side. So yeah, just there's a lot of, things going on, like a lot of worries and, this kind of feelings.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I've
just
got the same. Yeah.
release,
Yeah.
It's good. It's
So I've
gonna be
got
good.
crystal wise, I've got clear quartz coming in, that master healer. Okay, so this energy lace agate is about expressing, it's about emotions, it's about ebb and flow of life. But for you, it's about calming, and that's literally been validated again with the violet flame symbol for calming. Yeah, so Danny, you're overdoing it right now. There's even possibility that there's unwanted energy. So I've got a technology card coming in. You're overdoing it. It's time to rest. It's time to reset, get yourself grounded. Danny's the most grounded person I know. She's always doing yard work. She's always out there in the sun. I think you need to take a bit of time out of the sun, focusing on the water energies for sure, because you've got the blue lace agate, just beautiful. Blue banded agate. When we work with agate and it's got bands of energy, that's very slow and steady emotional healing. Okay, very slow and steady emotional healing. But this is tied into your throat because you've got the blue energy there. So for Danny, it's definitely recommended, similar to Sally, to take some time for yourself. There is that overwhelm coming in, like Slavka talked about. So it's time now to just rest, please.
Yeah, and again, the same card popped up, dedication. So dedicate time to yourself, really. Just to do the contemplation, just go inwards and rest, regenerate, and just do the self-care and decide on your path, commit to your goals and just, take your time. Because really, it's about the dedication. There's like, yes, as I said, there's a lot of overwhelm, like, ooh, big head, like explosion, like, oof. I felt that a bit heavy energy, but yeah, afterwards, it just went away. So yeah, like just release, that emotional baggage that is there.
So the message Danny pops in the chat says, "Thank you both. Just filled the horse trough to plunge into." I love it. It's so cool. I pulled another card, but I was actually thinking of Slavka when I pulled this card, but I think it applies to all of us. And I got Rhodochrosite, okay? And it says, remember your worth. So we're talking a lot about that emotional healing, that slow and steady emotional release. So yeah, we all need to schedule time for ourselves. And remember, we're worth more than just running around like headless chickens. We need to stop and really be slow and steady. Yeah. So there's a big heart healing coming in for all of us right now.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
I pulled
extraction
a card
again.
as well.
Yeah, same,
Go
same.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I go ahead. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I pulled the card foundation. We really are
foundation.
on the way
Anchor.
to
Yeah,
find our way back home to us, who
yeah.
we really are. That's our foundation, our core, our essence. That's it. This is all about that.
Mm.
So this is really beautiful card, really like, and there is map. And, up here, it's homeland. So really, we are finding our big home to us, to our authentic self. So who we came here to be, really, who we really are, how we were born, So this is a wonderful card. Yeah. And I mean, all just comes, together with your cards as a confirmation. So I just love how we are connected.
Yeah, that's super cool. So I was working with the Breakaway Oracle for quite a few of the thingies. You guys can see it's not all about Secret Space Program with the Breakaway Oracle. There's healing there as well. I've just opened up on the website breakawayoracle.com that you can pre-order for the next print run, but they might not be reaching anybody until September. But if you wanted to support me printing the next run of the oracles, then you can do that now. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
cool.
I look forward to your other decks that are coming.
Yeah, I'm working on a second deck, which is an expansion pack that goes with this foundation deck, and it's called Galactic Assignments. So John and I have already started working on it, but it's slow and steady because I'm trying to finish. There's a lot of slow and steady work coming out right now. Trying to finish the official guidebook and get that published before the next conference. And then before the November conference, I will have the second deck published, which is the expansion pack that you can put with the first pack, or you can work with it alone or whatever, but we're going to go deeper. So I'm hoping there'll be a couple of expansion packs that John and I will be able to really expand into. We will see, but it's great to see that people are finally getting their decks and that they're using them online as well. Drago Reed did some live readings on Typical Skeptic the other day, so that was pretty cool. And it is an intuitive deck, so I've put in there ways to work with the deck, but it's up to you to have your own relationship with the deck as well. So I can give you loads of guidance and give you like keyword summaries, 82-page guidebook and all this kind of thing. But what really matters is the relationship that you have with the cards. I've activated them to work with healing energies, flame energies, to help recall. I spent a lot of time on the designs and things like that. So hopefully people will find them beneficial. But, some people might open it and think, oh, I'm not ready for this right now. And it could go on the shelf for 2 years. Who knows? But yeah, so hopefully people will find there's something useful in that deck. But there are healing cards in there as well. So you could literally just take the healing cards out of the deck and work with them primarily. You could work with them to set up an altar, because there's elemental energies there. So you could work with it that way and do like a witch's altar or a crystal grid or manifestation. I will be doing a masterclass for people who own the deck and have received it already. And that is, I think it's the 16th of August. So do go and check either the breakawayoracle.com bonus page to book into that, or check my bookwhen.com/AnchorHaven. But you must already have the deck to join us in that masterclass. Otherwise, it will not make sense. It's exclusively for people who are foundation owners of the deck. Yeah. Okay, so we're finishing up now, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Slavka, do you want to tell everybody what you've got coming up and how they can connect with you?
Well, you can connect with me on YouTube. The channel is The Natural Sentient, or you can reach me through email naturalsentient@gmail.com, or even if you want through the Facebook. As you know, my name here, Slavka Terekova, The Natural Sentient. And yeah, I'll be some interviews coming up, so I'll just specify later on, but yeah. I look forward to have you on as well, back again, and Mad Wizard, and just to talk a bit more as well about the crop circles and stuff, going on in UK. Because the last episode was really fantastic. And yeah, let's see. I'm also working up on some stuff, but yeah, I rather like to show, not only talk about that. So yeah, and let's see.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you guys. Really, thank you for having me, Julia. It's always a pleasure, and thank you, wonderful audience, for joining us. Yeah. So perfect. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody. So I do have quite a few podcasts coming up this week. Thank you for TKB for dropping in the paypal.me/AnchorHaven and breakawayoracle.com. So if you guys want, you can always message me through the website or go to my Patreon. I've got loads of cool stuff. There's a sale on my Patreon. There's a coupon for the Lionsgate, which is Lion25, Lion 25. Gives you 25% off everything in my online shop at Patreon. But I've got some really cool podcasts coming up this week, or for the next 2 weeks. And then I've got like a week off because I go away for a wedding in Europe. So I'm excited about that. So I'll be doing some active grid work in Belgium and Germany. So it should be good. But yeah, so my diary is open, guys. If you want to book in for one-to-ones or things like that, you can always message Slavka, and she is available for healing sessions, readings as well. So thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye. Good night.